So I'm going to start with the finale bow, and we'll put some 20% on. So get this. And again, this is going to be the driest. This is going to be probably best for solo playing. And so let's see. Yeah, and this is just like I remember it. This is what I love about this rosin is that I generally don't like drier rosins like this, but these 20-30%, I remember this from before, and this is true with this also. They have a nice bite. They have like a quick response, and they have more body to the sound than I would expect. In fact, I could probably play this rosin. Yeah, you know, it doesn't displace the string as much as when I have a stickier rosin on, but especially for the upper register. This rosin, this 30%, and we've got this kind of cool bubble in the rosin. I don't know exactly what forms that, but interesting. Okay, so I'm getting this out of the container. And for this rosin, I find that it's easiest to just sort of pull it out a little bit, kind of perch it, is that the word? Like this, and then just put a little bit on. So we're gonna start, whoa, we got some chunkage on this rosin here. So you can see we got a little bit of action going on in that rosin. So let's try this out. Yeah, there's a little more stick. And I'm noticing that there's a little bit more low-end grab to that rosin. So let's move on to the 30%, which is interesting because this is the one that has a little bit of a different color. It's got a little bit more of a purple hue to it. It's actually quite pretty. And then I'm getting this out. And these are a little tougher to get out of the case. They're not tough to get out of the case, but they're a little tougher. Ooh. Really get some nice grab on those low notes. I really like the body of the sound. There's a nice articulation. This reminds me a little bit of Pops in terms of the sticky articulation, which I love. Love Pops. Used it forever. Initial impressions feels like Pops. Attacks like Pops, and this is the 40%. I had been using the 50%, and even in the summer I'd been using the 50% last year. Now I'm using the 40%, and right now I'm really digging this rosin. It feels like Pops, but with a cleaner sound after you get the string going. So in terms of powdering, not much powdering on these. Really impressed with that 40%. Case with this 50%. Ooh. Yeah, this is... This... It's pretty good. Oh, wow. Okay, this is... what I said about the 40%, all true for the 50%, but I'm really liking this 50%. Still really enjoying the articulation that's coming off of this, and I'm really enjoying the sustain of the sound, but I'm not getting that angry swarm of bees sound that you can get sometimes with stickier rosin. So I'm very, very happy with this. Wow, okay. I'm trying to get it out of the case, and all I'm doing is bending the rosin, okay? So I now have a, oh, wow, okay, oh, goodness. Okay, so that's what the 60% looks like after my manhandling. Okay, so just the slightest, oh, I hope it's not too much. Oh, do I do a second stroke? No way. That would be foolish. Okay, so This is probably best suited for people who do gut string playing. This kind of rosin, from what I understand, talking to people works really well in that situation. Yeah, this is the first rosin. I have lost that punch at this point. I would have no trouble heading out on a gig even in the summer, probably with the 50%. I would maybe use the 60% in the winter if I was living in New York or Chicago. I would definitely use it if I was playing gut strings, I imagine. I don't really do a lot of that type of playing. If you play more solo music, probably the 30 to 40% is gonna, but you still play in ensembles, which is probably most people. The 30 to 40% is really gonna work well. If you really like your rosin dry and you're not looking to get those chunky fat notes like that orchestra section players are getting, then maybe the 20 and 30% would work for you. I think for a lot of players that do the kind of playing I do, which is more orchestral based, or playing in bass sections and that kind of thing, I think you're really gonna enjoy the 40 or 50%. And then if you live somewhere real cold and dry, or you wanna take a chance, that 60% might be your jam. These all are very high quality rosins in my opinion.